think today in the globalization environment that we live in, coming to a country like the U.S. to do, whether it's undergraduate or graduate studies, offers opportunities that are not necessarily available in their own countries. The resources, the research facilities, the support services that U.S. campuses offer students, the importance that the international students, the value that they bring as really bringing the world to our campus is something that U.S. institutions truly value and wish to increase. The networking opportunities that happen. Students who come from XYZ country will not only meet U.S. students, but will meet other students from around the world, perhaps from their own region that they didn't know. And bringing that melting pot of students together in one place, when they go back home, can 2, 3, 10 years down the line have an impact that is really hard to measure now, but I have heard some very successful stories of people who have connected on business, professional, diplomatic levels, who actually met when they were in the U.S. studying. There's no doubt that, yes, it does cost money to come to the U.S. to study, but the beauty of U.S. higher education is that there are 4,000 plus choices. So students can really, with wise guidance, find an affordable, positive experience, and sometimes certainly with merit awards or other awards. Not necessarily full rides, but students that are in demand by schools, many schools will try to meet their needs in some way. Given that there are so many choices and that the process in the U.S. is a decentralized one, having a credible office or center to go to that will help weed through the information from the beginning and explain the process and relate it to the local comparisons is extremely important, and there really is a great resource that many students know about, but many more should know about, which are the Education USA advising centers around the world. There are at least 450 of them, and students there will get objective information on the breadth because there is no centralized body that controls the way universities do their process. One cannot assume that if I'm looking at information of University X, that University Y will have the exact same process. Universities have very different ways of looking at an application packet. But I would say that the student's responsibility is to see what is that university looking for. We look at essays, we look at letters of recommendation, we look at the timeliness also, meeting the deadlines. We look at the way the student communicates with us. For a graduate student, there are, in general, better chances on the PhD level than on the master's level. But one cannot assume that it's just because I'm a PhD candidate that I'm going to get money. Is there a good research academic fit between my goals and the department's goals? Connecting with faculty from the very beginning, as well as the admissions office, is extremely important and could kind of turn on a little light bulb somewhere in the department to say, this student is worth looking at, let's hear more. On the undergraduate level, it becomes more challenging. There is a breadth of universities and colleges. That can be good because there's also a breadth of costs and expenses. So one can start at a school that is less expensive, one can be there and have a great experience. Cost does not determine quality in the United States. Geographically, financially, there is a lot of diversity. Doing your homework well, consulting with an Education USA advisor, being realistic in expectations, and understanding policies of a university. The fact is that we have hundreds of thousands of students who do study in the U.S. So finding the right fiscal and academic match is an important one. We make sure to include in every single piece of information on our website, on our in our publications, on our emails that we send to students, that the best place to go for both pre-admissions and pre-departure and visa information is the Education USA Center in their area. Educational advising centers offer pre-departure sessions, many times have excellent working relationships with the visa consular officers who attend those pre-departure sessions and offer briefings to the students. So I would strongly recommend to students that, yes, students can get visas, student visas, if they do the process in the right way, have the right documentation to know how that process works and what they need to bring to the interview. They should visit the Education USA Advising Center before making that appointment. University, I work in international admissions and very closely with the International Student and Scholar Services. We make sure that once a student has been admitted, that the International Student Office, ISSS, knows who that student is, and they start communicating with the student to help them transition towards the arrival into the U.S. Take advantage of the resources that are on a university's website that can be downloaded many times, that are full of tips and suggestions to help you transition. Make sure that they plan to arrive at a campus on time to attend the international orientation that is offered by almost every single campus. That's a great opportunity not only to get information and to be briefed, but also to meet fellow students from around the world and start developing that friends network, which is really important.